Have you been overindulging recently? Worried you've damaged your health beyond repair? Well, don't worry, I've got the fix for you, and it starts with resetting your microbiome. The microbiome in your gut is highly adaptive. It can shift in days based on what you eat. So I'm going to show you a simple 2-part reset plan to get your gut health back on track, and in turn, speed up your metabolism and get your overall health back on track. This is also a great way to prepare for a new diet. I'm Duncan, a GP in the UK with an interest in truly holistic healthcare. But please remember, I'm not your doctor, but because I am a doctor, here's a disclaimer and stuff. Your microbiome is the universe of bacteria, fungi, and viruses that inhabit your body, and it's vital to your health. A healthy microbiome ensures you remain healthy, maintain an ideal weight, and it reduces your risk of many chronic diseases. An unhealthy microbiome is a surefire way to an unhealthy and shorter life. The easiest way to visualize a healthy microbiome is to think of an untouched forest. A healthy, natural environment with a diverse mix of plants and animals that function in perfect harmony. To visualize an unhealthy microbiome, it only takes adding modern human activity and the destruction we commonly bring to natural environments. Consider the effects of ultra-processed foods, low-fiber diets, antibiotics and disinfectant use, and we end up with an unhealthy microbiome with a reduced diversity of beneficial microbial species. So, we need to get your microbiome back to the lush forest it once was, and that's where my reset plan comes in. Being realistic, you can't sterilize your gut and start again, but you can do something better. You can stop feeding the unhelpful bugs and start feeding the helpful ones. When you're constantly grazing, your gut bacteria get a constant buffet. And if that buffet is ultra-processed, low-fiber, high-sugar foods, you increase the numbers of microbes that feed on these. The microbes that feed on the unhealthy components of the typical modern diet are the ones that lead to disease, inflammation, and weight gain. Luckily, these microbes aren't very resilient to starvation, so the healthiest way to get rid of them and encourage greater numbers of beneficial microbes is fasting. In fact, some of the known benefits of fasting are because of your microbiome. If you can manage, properly fasting for 1 to 2 days is the most effective way to quickly shift your microbiome to a healthy balance. That means no food at all and only drinking water, green tea, black coffee or black tea. But it's not easy to do this, particularly if you have a busy life, children, or like me, you work late shifts. Luckily, it's possible to get your gut health back on track with intermittent or time-restricted fasting. You may have heard of the 16-8 fast, where you only eat during an 8-hour window and fast for the other 16 hours. This is a very effective way to reset your microbiome over a couple of weeks, and it's more manageable for most people. The eating window is flexible, so it's easy to adapt to your lifestyle. If you're an early bird, your eating window could be 8 AM to 4 PM. If you're a night owl like me, your eating window could be 2 PM to 10 PM. It's totally flexible, so you just need to decide what time window works best for you. The other benefit of this type of fasting is it works for those who do lots of exercise and need the energy to power their workouts. I bodybuild and have found 16-8 fasting very achievable even during maintenance or gentle bulking phases. If you prefer to ease yourself into fasting, you can still get decent results starting with 12-hour fasts and working up each week. So a 3-step fasting ladder could look like: Week 1, 12 hours fasting with no ultra-processed foods when you eat. Week 2, 14 hours fasting. You'll start to feel the difference here. Week 3, 16 hours fasting if it suits you. But you could just stick with 14-hour fasts for another couple of weeks if you feel you can't manage 16-8 fasting. Don't forget, sleeping takes up a big chunk of the fasting window, so you should manage this with no problems. So, what can you have during the fast? Water is vital. You need to keep hydrated. Green tea is excellent, as the polyphenol EGCG in green tea feeds the beneficial bacteria in your microbiome and helps kill the ones you're trying to eliminate with fasting. Black tea and coffee with no milk of any sort are also fine. Again, the polyphenols in these drinks help the microbiome reset process. It's important not to have any sugar-free drinks containing artificial sweeteners. There are studies showing artificial sweeteners damage the microbiome in ways that increase the risk of obesity and diabetes. Artificial sweeteners also drive food cravings, making fasting a much more uncomfortable experience. A quick note on safety. Fasting isn't suitable if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, underweight, have a history of eating disorders, or if you're on diabetes meds like insulin or gliclazide. Make sure you get personalised healthcare advice if needed. This is where many people sabotage themselves, by breaking fast with the wrong foods. Don't go eating ultra-processed junk, takeaways, high sugar, high saturated fat, or low fibre foods. Otherwise, there's no point doing the fast in the first place. You should eat whole or minimally processed foods and mostly plants to get their fibre and polyphenols. Focus on healthy proteins, fibre, unrefined carbs, and some healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil or avocado. You're aiming to create meals that feed the beneficial bacteria in your microbiome, as well as feeding you. It's important to continue eating healthy foods with a bare minimum of 30 grams of fibre a day and a diverse mix of plants for the different polyphenols. However, as I know most of you are busy people, I'm going to give you the easiest way to ensure you maintain a healthy microbiome: a prebiotic and probiotic combo. Prebiotic basically means food for the good bacteria in your microbiome. These are types of fibre which reach your colon where the microbiome can use them for food. When the bacteria ferment prebiotics, they produce very helpful compounds like short-chain fatty acids, as well as increasing the numbers of beneficial microbes in your gut. Inulin is one of the best-known prebiotics, and it's a soluble fibre extracted from chicory root. You can get it from foods like onions, garlic, slightly green bananas, leek, and Jerusalem artichoke. But the easiest way is inulin powder, which is easy to get online, and I'll add links in the description to help you find it. Inulin is very soluble in warm or hot water, or it can be added to some foods. It has a mildly sweet taste, so I add 1 teaspoon per 50 ml of warm water and either shot it before meals or add it to our kids' drinks. My daughter is autistic and has a very sensitive mouth, but she's tolerated inulin in her drinks perfectly well since being a toddler. You can go straight into the 1 teaspoon twice a day dose, which adds around 10 grams of fibre to your daily intake. But if you have a sensitive gut, such as IBS, you may want to start as low as half a teaspoon daily for a few days and work up to the full dose over a couple of weeks. If you do get any bloating or increased bowel spasms, it will settle over time, but you can always drop your dose for longer and try having the inulin at different times of the day if that helps. Probiotic capsules are an easy and cost-effective way to ensure you're keeping your microbiome healthy. There is constantly more evidence coming out, and in my opinion, the diversity of bacteria is more important than the specific strains. That being said, the capsules you choose should ideally contain a mix of bifidobacterium and lactobacilli, with their full names stated on the pack. I'll link the ones I take in the description, but if they're not available, Amazon will find a similar alternative. Just check the ingredients to make sure they have a good mix of different bacteria. I also have fermented food and drinks daily on top of the probiotic capsule. The more the merrier is how I see it after years of research. If you take a probiotic and you don't feed it, it's like chucking seeds onto concrete. They ain't gonna grow. That's why I like inulin to feed the ecosystem, plus a probiotic to nudge the microbiome in the right direction. The quick and easy option, which lasts 7 days. Start a 16-8 fast for 7 days. Add your chosen probiotic capsule and inulin with meals when you're in your eating window. After the 7 days, continue taking inulin and your chosen probiotic capsule daily. If needed, reduce the fasting window to 12 or 14 hours and work up over 1 to 2 weeks as I previously mentioned. Do not eat any ultra-processed foods during the eating window. The more effective option. If you can, do a proper no-food fast for 1 to 2 days. Then start a 16-8 fast for 2 to 4 weeks. Again, reduce the fasting window to 12 or 14 hours if you need to and work up to 16 hours. Add inulin and your chosen probiotic capsule with meals during the eating window. Eat high-fibre, whole plant foods during the eating window and no ultra-processed foods. Just remember, if you end up going back to a less healthy diet, it will undo the benefits of this microbiome reset within a week or 2. So aim to stick with the no UPF whole food diet long term. You'll boost your health and longevity by doing so. If you're still watching, you're a total legend. Well done. Did you know legends always click the like button and add a comment to make sure the YouTube algorithm knows you're a legend? As always, let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to cover in more detail. If you want to learn more about dietary hacks to boost your health, click this video. Always remember, we are all part of the universe together. Much love.